Greetings of the day. Myself Rupneet Jassar, Assistant Professor, Khalsa College of Education, Ranjit Avenue. Today I'll be taking a very interesting topic, that is how to write a value-based lesson plan. Before starting with the lesson plan, let's first discuss why these value-based lesson plans were introduced into the curriculum of B.Ed. Keeping in mind the present scenario, it has been witnessed that values amongst the younger generation are deteriorating. Many common values like tolerance, patience, equality, honesty are missing. We often hear in the news channels about the misconduct by the teenagers, like use of weapons, gambling, drug peddling, crime, murders, cybercrime, etc., which is quite alarming for the society. And it is the duty of the education system to see to the situation and come in front to solve this problem. Hence, to fill this gap, value-based lesson plans were introduced into the curriculum to help the teacher to teach various values by correlating with various topics of different subjects. Every subject, be it maths, science, economics, geography, history, has the capacity to teach one or the other value. It is upon the creativity of the teacher to teach these values, and how the teacher teaches could be done with the help of these value-based lesson plans. So, the values can be divided into 6 broader categories. First value, personal values. Personal values are the values which helps ones to take their own personal actions and decisions. Beginning from the day we start, from our bedtime routines to all the activities in the day that we perform, to our bedtime, the time when we sleep, we are governed with some of the other personal values like cleanliness, punctuality, discipline, self-control, regularity, tolerance. These are the few personal values which one needs to have in oneself. And these personal values can be easily taught through various sports activities. Sports activities like performing in any game, judo, be it basketball, be it badminton, tennis. When one plays that game, one imbibes certain personal values. Second value is the social value. Social values are the values which helps you to survive in a particular society. Man is a social animal. Man cannot survive in a society on its own. Every man, every individual needs a companion, and for that he needs to have certain social values. Social values like sharing, caring, responsibility, love, respect, etc. These social values can be easily taught through various subjects like history, geography, economics, civics, etc. Third value is moral values. Moral values are the values which helps you to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. Like for example, if you see any animal being killed or any tree being cut, then if you feel the pain for the same, that means your moral values are strong enough to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. Moral values, examples of moral values are fairness, equality, dignity, respect, etc. These moral values can be taught through subjects like moral science or through short moral stories. Next comes spiritual values. Spiritual values are the values which helps you to discover your inner self. Spiritual values which actually teaches you values like truth, beauty, goodness, joy, love, etc. Then comes cultural values. Cultural values are the values which helps you to connect with the society. These values can be easily taught through practicing of various cultures, festivals, etc. And the last, sixth one comes aesthetic values. Values to appreciate things. Values that helps you to develop positivity and appreciate the beauty around you. Appreciate the taste, the good smell, the good environment around you. These values can be easily inculcated amongst the students through subjects like art, painting, etc. Now, these are the different 6 types of values which can be used while developing the lesson plan. Now, let's come to the next part, that is how to prepare a value-based lesson plan. In the beginning, the first step is writing down all the particulars from PT roll number to topic to subject, period, class, duration. These are the particulars that you mention in the beginning of the lesson. Then second step, which is the most important step, is writing values to be inculcated, which includes what values will be inculcated while teaching a particular topic. So, amongst the 6 broader categories that we discussed earlier, we can choose the best values which we can teach in that particular lesson, like value of tolerance, cooperation, dignity of work, patience, etc. After mentioning the values, the next step is instructional aids. Instructional aids are the aids which we use while teaching, like chalk, duster, blackboard. You need slides, real objects, videos, etc. Then after mentioning the instructional aids, then next comes mentioning the educational objectives. What are educational objectives? Objective of teaching that particular subject. Like, particular subject is useful in creating interest of the student, developing reasoning power, logical thinking, any particular social, moral, spiritual value, rational decision maker, etc. So, under educational objectives, we basically mention what is the particular objective of that subject. Then comes behavioral objectives. What change in the behavior that you expect after teaching that topic? What change in the behavior that you expect from a child after the completion of the topic? Now, while writing the behavioral objective, it is very important to mention the action verbs. Like under Bloom's taxonomy, there are 4 different categories. If we divide the whole thing into a simpler manner, knowledge, understanding, application, skill. So the action verbs of knowledge, understanding, application, skills are used to write the behavioral objectives. Action verbs like define, students will be able to define, elaborate, distinguish, match the following, correlate, analyze, draw. These are the action verbs that we use to write behavioral objectives. After mentioning the behavioral objective, then comes previous knowledge testing. Before beginning the lesson, we actually test the knowledge of the pupil, what he has previously learned. Now, for previous knowledge testing, we can do this by asking questions, by presenting a story, by presenting a video, by the use of real objects. So by using all these things, we can actually test the previous knowledge of the people. After testing the previous knowledge comes the presentation part. Before presentation, there is announcement of the topic, and we announce the topic. After announcing the topic, comes the presentation part. In the presentation part, we divide the whole space into 4 columns. The first column comes subject matter, in which we write down all the content that we have decided according to the topic. In the second column, we write the pupil-teacher activities. Activities that will be performed by the pupil-teacher during the lesson plan. Now, here comes the important thing. This is the time where we need to mention all the values, right, corresponding to the subject matter. When we mention any particular subject matter, any particular point, we correspond that point with that particular value that we have mentioned in the beginning, values to be inculcated. So it is important to mention the values under the column of pupil-teacher activity. Then the third column comes pupil activity. What will pupils do while teacher is teaching or performing her activities? Students will be listening, students will be answering to the questions, students will be writing, students will be observing. Whatever the students whatever you expect from the students, you write in the pupil activity. Then the fourth column comes support system. Support system consists of all the teaching aids, like use of blackboards, use of slides, use of real objects, use of models. Whatever you use, you mention in that fourth column. Now, after the entire presentation of the subject matter comes generalization. When you generalize the entire subject matter, entire class you sum up the whole class into few lines. After generalization comes recapitulation or terminal behavior testing. After the generalization comes terminal behavior testing, where you ask questions from the students and recapitulate the entire subject matter. After the recapitulation comes homework, where you give the homework to the students, and that homework should be very interesting. So in the end, I would like to conclude, there are 2 important points that you need to take into account. The lesson is very much similar to Herbartian lesson, but with 2 important additions. One, to write values to be inculcated. You have to mention values to be inculcated in the beginning of the lesson. And second, you have to mention those values in the pupil-teacher activity. So these are the 2 things that you need to add to your Herbartian lesson to make it a value-based lesson. Thank you so much.